Hey guys, welcome back to my networking project, where I graph the collaborations between different YouTubers. I'm Trapped in Box, but you can call me Mark. It's Thursday, so we are back in Gephi, the network visualization program, and I've got more data to show you. This week we are adding both Ridgedog and BebopVox to our network. An American duo, these two YouTubers are part of the contingent of the Yogscast who started independently and joined the Yogscast around 2013 or 2014. Ridgedog is actually new to being a content producer at all. He previously was the head of a group called the Foxhole Box, then became a content scout of sorts for the Yogscast, and only officially became a content producer in 2014. Still, his videos are some of my favorite. Bebop, on the other hand, is an old hat at this. He created the Minecraft Monday show, and in 2011 quickly ingrained himself in the Minecraft community, interviewing every YouTuber and developer he could get his hands on. Bebop and Ridgedog have recently paired up, and in 2014 created a Modded Madness Minecraft series, which ran for a pretty long time, and it's the longest pairing that the two have done. As always, every circle on this graph represents a YouTube channel or contributor, and their size as well as their position are directly related to the number of appearances each guest has made. Today, I've used the Force Atlas 2 positioning algorithm to organize them, so circles closer to the nodes are generally more closely related. And because it is Thursday, there are 3 colors identifying the 3 different groups I've made. The nodes, whose channels I have collected data for so far, in darker blue. The guests, who have appeared on multiple channels, in teal or light blue or whatever. And the uniques, who have only appeared on one of the node channels so far, are orange. Let's get into it. 2011. I actually like how this year's graph is evolving. You can tell everyone is just getting started and the channels aren't quite connected yet. Rithian and Ridgedog are still off on their own camps, but everyone else is just a couple of degrees of separation away from each other. The sizes are all off still because Hannah and Lewis and Simon are so overwhelmingly intertwined that they make everyone else's connection seem tiny. I may make another graph without the Yog trailers included on it sometime. Anyway, let's go on to next year. 2012. I really should stop commenting on how each new edition has tons more guests than anyone else. Bebop basically takes up the whole left half of this graph with his uniques, while Ridgedog is squeezed in at the bottom right, just above Hannah if you can find him. 2 total opposites. But notice the difference between Bebop and Martin's circles. Even though Bebop has more uniques, Martin's circle is bigger. That means that overall Martin has more videos with guests in them. Bebop only periodically has one-time visitors, while Martin actually does a few series with these visitors. It's just an interesting thing to note. On to 2013. Okay, now this is getting ridiculous. Bebop has totally drawn himself away from the Yogs, though you can see the lines showing he has a ton of guests from them. And Ridge is the closest node to him, but he's still tiny and with the main body of the Yogs. He's right to the left of Hat Films, and Kaz, his roommate, is his own little unique. It's getting harder and harder to tell where these lines and connections actually grow. In the program, I can highlight a node and it highlights all the connections to it, but here is just an image for the sake of easy recording. I really should try to do something where I try to show you this highlighting. Let's head on to 2014 for now, and even more complicated graphs. Or not. Bebop and Ridge have basically departed and created their own little team, and Ridge has even collected his own little cohort of uniques. But otherwise, this whole graph is kind of smaller than the previous one. I've noticed that 2014 was more of a settling year for most people. For some, though, like Strippin, who had just moved to America, and Bebop, the eternal networker, it was an explosion of collaborations. All these images will be up on Imgur, as always, and I'll do my best to include a link at the bottom of this video. Let's head on to our final image, the view of all 4 years at once. I love this. I'm such a nerd. So many people, so many connections. I did my best to arrange the uniques so you can kind of see who they lead to, but it's a bit of a mess still. Pretty soon I'll have to remove the labels just so you guys see what the graph looks like. Might be fun making you guys guess which node is who. So, this is the product of 11 weeks of data collection. Let me know who you guys would like to see next week. I'm going to finish up the Yogs in the next few weeks, and then I have some ideas which may be pretty cool to continue. Until then, thanks for watching guys, like and subscribe to keep up, and I'll see you next week.